So now we'll discuss the sample questions of PeopleCert Scrum Developer Certification. We'll start with Module 1. Module 1 talks about Agile and Scrum Fundamental. So we will cover these topics as part of this module. So the questions pertaining to Agile value, Scrum basics, the Scrum team, Scrum artifacts, Scrum events, and scaling Scrum will be included in the Module 1. So the questions will be discussed in detail with the kind of explanation for the right answer. So with that, let's begin with the question 1 for the PeopleCert Scrum Developer Certification. So question 1 basically talks, which of the following best embraces the idea that the work should remain transparent and visible? So let's try to see. The most important thing is the best embraces the idea that work should remain transparent and visible. So we should think it from the perspective of Scrum values. So automatic process control, empirical process control, quality assurance control, the risk management control. So if you see, and we discussed during our course, that Scrum is an empirical process control. So it does not talk in detail about automatic processes. It does not talk about in detail about quality part or risk management, but then it has been discussing about the empirical controls. So empiricism, as we say, basically focuses on knowledge, and that's what Scrum is all about. So the right answer for this is option B, which is empirical process control. So with that, let's move to the question number 2. So question number 2, the Scrum team is in the midst of sprint planning, and they have agreed on a goal. So when reviewing the product backlog item, what is the best approach to populate the sprint backlog? So they are reviewing the product backlog item, and now we are referring to the best approach to populate the sprint backlog. So option C, let's evaluate all the options. Option A, let the product owner choose the items from the team. Option B, select the top based on the value and priority. Option C, start early by choosing only large size items first. Option D, allow all the stakeholders to present to select the items. So we discussed that when you are trying to select the items from the product backlog to the sprint backlog, you should start from the perspective of top, which are based on the value and the overall priority. So the option B is the correct answer for this question. So moving on to the question number 3, Scrum team is required to complete one piece of functionality during a sprint. The team member possesses different technical skills. Which Scrum value best ensures that the knowledge required to achieve the goal is shared? So let's try to see the values, because we said there are 5 values which is represented by C4s. So which value is being demonstrated over here? So we are saying the value of A, which is commitment. Option B, the value of B, which is respect. Option C, value courage. Option D, value openness. So we are referring that the team members have to achieve the goal which is shared. So in that case, they need to have a openness, and that's how they should be able to share. The option D is the right answer. Question 4, a group of developers, they are drafting a definition of done. We call that as a DOD for their product. They vote to reuse the same checklist created by the Scrum team who are working on a different product. The Scrum Master basically disagree with this approach of team, and which of the following best explanation of her disagreement? So when Scrum Master is not agreeing to taking or reusing the same checklist, why she is not okay with it? So option A, let's try to look at that. So developers should not have sought assistance elsewhere to create a definition of done. Not looking to be the right answer. Let's see other options. Option B, the team should have known that each team is required to define their own DOD. Can be a right answer. Let's look for the others. Product owner who knows the product best is responsible for creating the DOD. Absolutely not. So the product being developed is different and therefore requires a separate DoD. Absolutely correct. So let's try to see whether it's a D, which is the correct answer. Yes, it should be D. Reason being is when you are trying to have a different product and you are trying to use the same DoD of a different product, it will not suffice the need, right? So since the product is different, so you should always be looking for for a separate DoD if you are trying to incorporate some of those best practices.